everyone, it's Susan Anderhagen, founder of the Anderhagen Group and xfactorleader.com. Today I wanted to speak about the leadership characteristic of courage. Courage is needed for a lot in leadership. It's needed for taking risks, for being willing to fail, for questioning the status quo, for standing up for what you believe in. But today I wanted to speak about something even simpler that courage is needed for, and that's for asking great questions. Many people have a fear of asking questions in any kind of public forum, but it's very important. I've been amazed as to how many times I have been in meetings where I have been listening and I ask a question and several people come up to me after the meeting saying, "Wow, I'm so glad you asked that question. I had that question too." Well, why is that? Why are people afraid? I think that they're afraid that they may sound silly or they may sound stupid, but here's the key to asking a good question. First, you need to have been present. And I mean not just physically present, but mentally present. You need to have been paying attention the whole time. And you needed to have been listening, and listening with an intent to learn. If you've been present and listening with an intent to learn, then any question you have is a good question. I've been in meetings in my career where people are giving presentations and have a graph, and they have forgotten to label the X and or Y axis of the graph. And as they're explaining it, either I or someone else has said, "Excuse me, can you explain what your X and Y axis are?" And the person themselves have looked up at the graph and said, "Wow, I forgot to label them. How could anyone know what I was speaking about?" I learned this lesson early on in my career. I worked for EDS, and EDS had a very intensive training program. And one of the instructors in that training program said to us, "Now, if you have a question, you need to ask it. And the reason is that everything else we're doing is going to build on that. And if you don't understand something and you wait, you are never going to ask it later. You're never going to figure it out on your own later. And everything else we do is going to build on that. And then it's going to seem way too late to ask your very basic question up front." That was an important lesson for me. Now, in today's world, where we are global and so many of our meetings are on the phone, it's even more important. It's very challenging to be present when you're on a conference call. But again, you only earn the right to ask questions by being present and listening. And again, you should be attending those meetings listening with an intent to learn. And if you are listening with an intent to learn, then any question is a good question. There's a couple of outcomes of asking good questions. One is that you learn more because you're asking a question in order to learn, but the other outcome is that other people start recognizing you, your name, and that you ask insightful questions. So as someone who is a leader or an aspiring leader, you really want other people to start recognizing who you are, especially in this global world where you may just be asking the question and identifying yourself on the phone to everyone else. So again, just keep in mind, be present, listen with an intent to learn, and ask good questions. It can only help you learn more and start being recognized as an insightful leader. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a great day.